Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing some geraniums in a pot, and I have a little geranium flower here. Geranium leaf. I don't have any flowers today, just the leaf. And I just wanted to show you the shape. It's almost like a little heart, but it's rounded at the bottom, and then it sort of is curved all around, sort of lacy on the sides. So we're going to have that as a little reference. All right, so I have my canvas here, my stretched canvas. We're working in acrylic today, and I have just gone over with a little layer of this sort of mossy green, just for the sake of time. So I'm going to put another little coat on that to have some wet paint underneath, and then we'll get going. So I'm going to take a larger brush here, and we're just going to go into some of this green, and we're just going to put another layer across like this. Okay. Actually, I'll tell you a secret. I covered over another painting that I had started, and I'm reusing the canvas. And I think I talked about this in another video that I've been to museums where they have paintings that they have actually x-rayed, and underneath is another entire painting that the artist just painted over. So it's a thing. It's a little tiny hair right there. Okay. All right, so we've got that. Now, I'm not even gonna rinse my brush. I'm gonna be really bold. I'm just gonna go into a little bit of this brown, or the colors we have today are a light yellow, white, the mossy green, a true green, or sort of a regular green, and this is red. It has a touch of metallic in it, and some brown. So I'm just gonna do the indication of a little pot here. Here's the rim, and most of this is gonna get covered, but I'm just gonna do the rim with a little bit of a, sort of a little slopey line like that. Okay, something on the brush. Then I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna do the indication of the base of the pot. It's just gonna go right off the canvas, I think, today. And you'll see some of that green is coming through, and that is perfectly fine because it gives a nice little some shape to it. I'm just gonna try to even off these lines. Gonna finish off the lid, or the top of the pot, like a little terracotta pot. That's all we're going for there. And it doesn't have to be perfect because most of it's gonna get painted over anyway. All right, now we're gonna rinse off the brush, and we're gonna go in with a smaller flat brush. It's probably like around 1/4 of an inch. And we're going to start with some of the little leaves, or indications of leaves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this sort of true green or brighter green, a little bit of the mossy green, and some brown, just to kind of make it look a little more natural, like a true natural leaf. And what we're going to do is we're just going to start placing them. I'm going to start with, and I want you to be able to see this, so my hand's not in the way, but I'm going to start with that sort of almost heart shape. I'm going to bring the paint down like that. Okay, so let's try it again. I'm going to get a little more paint. And we'll go in here, and we're going to just do almost like a little heart shape. Kind of go down with the shape of the leaf like that, okay? All right, so we're going to do a few of those. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a few of those, and they're going to be kind of all over. Some are going to come down here like that. And it's okay if they're different shades of the green. Some may have a little more brown. Some, I'm gonna put one up here. Oops. Some may have more of the light green. There. Okay. I'm just gonna go all around and do those. Now, let's see, there we go. One of the things is when I place the camera, sometimes I have it on my left, sometimes I have it on my right. It's hard depending on what I'm doing to get the right angle, but hopefully you get the idea. Okay, so that's good for now, and what we want to do now is get that sort of a little bit more of the lacy shape. So I'm going to go in and make some more paint, and I'm just going to sort of, you can do this with this brush. I'll show you a couple different ways. So you can go in and you can just sort of make it more lacy like that. Bring it out and then bring it down to give it a little bit of that shape. Okay, I'll try it here. Just kind of going out. There we go. And then bringing it down. And then going out. There we go. Okay. See? Or you could use a smaller brush. But I kind of like the way this is looking. I want to make sure. There we go. Okay. So we have the basic shape. Now you can, it's up to you how much you want to play around with this. You could go in with a little bit of yellow and a little bit of the green, and you could add some more highlights there. My daughter is cooking in the kitchen in the room next to me, so if you hear some pots and pans, she is cooking something, so there we go. And I'm just bringing that out on either side like that to give it a little more shape, a little more interest. There we go. Okay. We might, there we go. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to do a little bit of the fillers that we've done before. So you're going to take some more green. You can do green, you can do yellow. You really don't even have to, you can take a little white. You don't even have to really clean your brush. We're just going to go in and we're going to put a few, maybe a little more green, a few little details of maybe background leaves in there. I'm just going to do that now. Okay, there. Okay, now one last thing. I think I'm gonna let this set for a few minutes and then we'll come back. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back and I just wanted to let it sort of cure or set for a few more minutes. Now I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna take a little more of the green and brown and just sort of go back and kind of redefine those leaves. Just like that. Okay. All right, now the last thing for the leaves I want to do right now for the sake of time is I'm going to add kind of a green, brown. You can do whatever, but I want them to stand out, the little veins. So I'm going to get my famous long thin brush and I'm going to go in some green and brown. And I'm just going to very lightly, barely even touching, we're going to make some little indications of the veins. And you can do, I'm going to tilt it as many as you like, because if you really look at the leaf, there are quite a few running in different directions, but I'm just going to do a few. So we're doing one down the middle. It's important that your paint be pretty wet. A few just coming out from that top down like that. And that's going to give it a little dimension. And if you curve the line, whoops, and you see I did, that's fine. You can just go back and touch it up like that. You can come out from this way too and up, but if you curve that line, it gives some shape to the leaf. Like I say, the only editing I do in my videos is for the sake of the time. If I need to take something out, like if I'm just painting a large section, I might just make it a little shorter for the sake of time. But if I make a mistake, I don't edit it. I just go with it. So you don't know what you're gonna see when you come visit me here. Okay, there we go. All right, now the last thing that we're gonna do, I'm gonna take some of the green and some of, more of the green I think, and some of the brown, and we're gonna make kind of like a mossy olive green, and we're gonna start adding where we want our flowers to come out. So I'm gonna do a stem here. I'm just gonna put some stems in. You don't have to have all of them have stems, but typically geraniums, they shoot out from a longer stem. And now we're gonna have some fun with the geraniums. I'm just gonna take the this brush here, the flat sort of 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch brush, and I'm gonna get some, load it with some red, and I'm just gonna start, now geraniums are sort of clusters of these really nice bright red flowers. I'm just gonna start making little areas of red, sort of circles. You see that? Okay. Whoops, now see, there's a mistake, but that's okay. We'll fix that later. Okay, and I'm gonna put one up here. Really don't have to be too particular about these. They don't even really have to be, they're not really even circles, but we're just kind of swirling the paint on. There we go. Put one here, and you just place them according to where you think they would look nice. And maybe one right here. I don't want to cover all my beautiful leaves that I did. There we go. And I think I'm just gonna do maybe like a little, almost like a one starting there. Maybe one starting up here. Okay, there. I think that's good for now. Okay. All right, now, I'm not gonna worry about touching up that mistake right now. If you wanna see how you might do it, you might just bring down some of that paint there like that, and then we can clean that up later. Okay, so now the last thing I'm gonna do is take some white and maybe a touch of red, and we're gonna go back in, and we're sort of gonna pound that paint right into the area that we just did, and this is gonna give it some dimension to give kind of the impression of the geranium. And I think if you looked at this, anybody that looked at this, they would know this was supposed to be a geranium, I hope. I'm just using some of the wet underneath paint to bring it out. You can give it some more shape, you get some more red. You can really play around with this until you get the look that you want. Go up here, and if some of that green comes out, that's fine too. There. Okay. All right. I'm quite pleased with that. And you could go and have a few like little things hanging down here. So I hope you enjoyed this little painting, and I'm going to go ahead and finish it and work it up a little bit more. And here I'm just trying to teach you techniques, and you can take these techniques and go and make your own paintings, learn some skills. Go ahead and let your imagination go wild and paint something great. All right, have a great day. Bye.